Hello everyone. Next up, self-disclosure and feedback, sharing personal information. The load's a little lighter this week, only one discussion thread to worry about. I thought you might appreciate some additional time to connect with your group members and to get your group project rolling. Both of these topics, self-disclosure and feedback, are extremely important. In the workplace especially, giving and receiving positive and corrective feedback is critical. It's how we improve. In the interest of self-disclosure, this is something that I've always found very, very difficult. I expect only praise. What? You're telling me that I'm not good enough as I am? That I have to improve? That I'm not already perfect? We have to kind of put our pride on a back burner and be willing to accept the suggestions that others give us and to take them gratefully and gracefully and actually give due consideration to whether they might help us. Anyway, no big surprises about self-disclosure. Culturally, there are some cultures that don't just celebrate self-disclosure as much as Americans do. Sometimes when you're working with your Asian friends, and I know this is a wild generalization, but I lived in Japan for 3 years, so I have some experience in that area. Sometimes getting personal information out of people is like pulling teeth. Gender differences. Women are more likely to self-disclose than men. This is a wild generalization. I was just at a conference, and there's a guy that comes up to me. I don't know him really from Adam. And about 3 minutes into this conversation, he was in full self-disclosure mode. He told me about how he and his wife were married, and then they were separated, and then they'd come to an understanding and decided they really wanted to make it work, and that's why there's a 12-year space between their oldest and their next oldest child. Boom. Now you know. The main rule about self-disclosure is to share information that you want others to share with you and only continue bearing your soul if it is reciprocated. As far as feedback goes, you just have to get into the mindset that feedback is a good thing and it's good for you, like oatmeal. It doesn't mean that you're not a good person. It doesn't mean that you're not a high-powered information superhero. In fact, it can provide avenues for growth and improvement, and believe it or not, you should ask for it. That can be tough, asking for it. And when you do, be prepared to take the responses that you get without wild overreactions or bursting into tears or bitterness or outrage. One way to deal with incoming feedback, including stuff that you just feel is just way off base, just isn't even relevant, just do a simple restate. So if I understand you correctly, you're saying that ... And then with your best poker face, say, "Oh, thank you." If you're in a position where you have to give feedback to others, and at some point in your career you will inevitably be in that position, there are a couple of things to remember. Always describe the behavior and not the individual. Don't say, "You are lazy." That's describing the individual. That drops a heavy label. Where's your empathy? What would you do if somebody said that to you? Instead, focus on the inappropriate behavior by saying things like, "Well, did you realize that you didn't arrive until after 2 p.m. every day this week?" Focus on the inappropriate behavior. Also, in giving feedback, I attended a seminar once, and the advice given there was LBNT, liked best next time. Preface any negative feedback with positive. Start out with saying, "This is what I liked best." And then proceed from there to, "Next time, think about doing this. Liked best next time." And just make sure your praise is honest and sincere. That's about it, my friends. I hope you're enjoying the class so far. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Have a great week.